Two-Tone Miles here, and with how I'm feeling lately, maybe I should go with Two Tired Miles for a while. So I just wanted to talk ska again. I was lucky enough to see the Skatalites on the Echoes of Kingston tour at the Goodfoot Lounge in Portland, and it was a fantastic show. I had a really excellent time. So I first saw the tour date on the Duff Guide to Ska, and I was encouraged by some members of the Portland ska community to come check out the show. Usually, for me, weekday shows, they're a bit of a tough sell for me. Rarely coming through my neck of the woods, quite a bit of traveling. But I'm really glad I made the effort. Like I said, I had a fantastic time. Now, I've never been to the Goodfoot Lounge before, but my sister had, and she really liked the place. And I can see why. It seemed like a really cool place to shoot some pool. The drinks they served there were really strong. Their rum and coke was almost a glass of rum with just a suggestion of coke. I mean, really, really strong drink. Their food was awesome, too. Their chicken strips tasted like, high-quality chicken, and not just something that had been overly salted. Their Cajun fries, they were spicy, aggressively spicy. Something that, wow, I'm really eating something here. So, I was having the Cajun fries, they were real spicy. I was looking for something to cool them down. My buddy goes, here, dip them in this. So, being a gullible schmuck, I grab a pinch of fries, dip them in the sauce, and ask him, hey, what's this? It was hot sauce. What an asshole. Just kidding, Panda Man. So yeah, Goodfoot Lounge, cool place. I really like the vibe there. The Sentiments, they were the one and only opening act that night. It was great to see them play again. They'd opened for the Toasters a couple months back, and my friends and I, we were really impressed by this band. They sound excellent. I think I may have picked out a couple new tunes in the set, or at the very least some tunes they may not have played at the Toasters opening set. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I've had their EP for a while now. I've sampled a couple of the tunes for earlier episodes of Ska and Biology, and I'd like to give it a proper review coming up in the future here. Also, I need to see if I can find Roast Duck, find that song. My sister was really digging that tune, and I want to see if I can get a copy of that track for her. Originally, the original Middle Age Ska and Joy Club was supposed to play a set as well. I'm not really sure on the details. That didn't happen. So I haven't had the privilege of hearing them play a live set. And so that's something I'm going to need to change. I need to make the effort in the future, go out and see that band. So in between sets, I got to talk ska with a couple members of the band, Kit and Matt. And that was a real high point of the evening as well. These were two really nice guys, two incredible musicians as well. Now, I may be a ska enthusiast, but I'm hardly an expert. I don't know much music theory. My knowledge of musicians is not nearly as broad as I'd like it to be. But these guys were real experts. So to talk with some great musicians and real ska experts, I mean, people who really knew their stuff, that was a real treat for me. Heck, one of the guys met in the merch booth. He played with the Shifters and the Hub City Stompers. He was a real nice guy, too. I think his name was Sammy. Pretty terrible with names, so excuse me if I got the name wrong. So he and I and Matt from Simmer Down Productions, we got to talking, and we were talking King Django mostly, and that was really cool. So Matt was nice enough to hook me up with two Sentiment stickers, one for my ride and one for the wife, so we can both represent going up and down I-5. He also hooked me up with a Sentiments EP. Since I'd already bought my copy at the Toaster show, I gifted that to my sister, since she did the incredible cool thing of buying me a t-shirt when we were at the show. I really appreciate that. So I did buy the latest Simmer Down release, Cornerstone 96-98. I've only had a chance to listen to a few tracks so far, but it sounded great. I do hope to put up a vid about this one in the future. Just talking with the artists, you could tell they put their heart and soul into this project, and that getting this CD out was really meaningful for them. And so I want to give this CD the attention it deserves. And I also want to really take my time with the review, do it up proper, because you could just tell there was a lot of passion behind this project. So yeah, that was really cool for me. Well, I've had bands occasionally throw in a free sticker here and there. It really meant a lot to me as a fan to get that free EP, that gift of free music. So to go to a show and have people say, "Hey Miles, glad to see you can make it," that's not really something that's ever happened to me before, and it definitely made my night. And I've just kind of been riding this wave of positive energy all the way into the weekend. Now, as for the Skatalites themselves, they were incredible. While I listened to my share of third wave bands during the 90s, I didn't really start exploring the genre as a whole until about 2007, really getting to know the roots of ska. And so I'd been listening to their music, but in the grand scheme of things, not all that long. I'd never seen them live before. So to go see some authentic Jamaican ska live and in my neck of the woods was a real treat. And I was glad I got to drag some of my friends along. That just made a great night even better. I wish I knew the make and the model of the bass that the bassist was playing. It's probably better that I don't, because I want one real bad. And I don't need to be spending any more money right now. Now, there was some incredible musicianship on display here. And I got to hear and sing along with some really moving tracks. There was something really cathartic about singing along to By the Rivers of Babylon and A Message to You, Rudy. Songs I've heard dozens of times, hundreds of times. And it was as if that mental valve just kind of holding back all that pressure, all that stress, until there's just too much pressure, just suddenly opened, just allowing a wave of euphoria to pass over me. I was almost moved to tears by First Cut and No Woman, No Cry. Particularly No Woman, No Cry. These guys were contemporaries of Bob Marley, and you could hear the sadness over the loss of a dear friend carry through in the music. It was just really a beautiful rendition of that song. Probably one of the most interesting moments of the evening was during "Carrie Go Bring Home," which is a song I just love. The band was playing, they were smiling, having a good time. Suddenly the music stopped dead. They weren't smiling anymore. Apparently a fight had broken out on the dance floor. I wasn't really in a place to see what happened. They called for security to throw them out, and I guess that's what happened, because I saw about 6 people all head for the door en masse. And the band seemed genuinely pissed off that someone would come to their show and fight. After all, they were just here to play music. That's really their words, not mine. But once the situation resolved itself, they started the song back up as though they hadn't missed a beat. So, really kind of surreal. And I was recounting this to my folks and got to hear a story about my mom punching some dude in the face at a concert from back in her youth. That's a story I'd never really heard before. Certainly not one for the How I Met Your Mother files, not a story you necessarily tell the kids. So just kind of a funny story there, too. It was just a great evening. The only thing that could have possibly made it better was if my wife had gone, too. She's busy studying for a professional seed exam. It's basically the SATs of seed identification. She's a big plant geek like me, though technically she's an English major and an artist by training. She's the one who did my This Gun for Hire picture. This one. So yeah, she was busy studying, wanted to go but couldn't. Maybe after her test I can drag her on screen sometime to talk seeds. Anyways, between not having my gal to dance with and having to exercise a bit more moderation than I would have liked, I really didn't dance all that much. But I did see a much older couple who were probably a young couple back when ska was just getting started, dancing together and looking like they were having the time of their lives. And I thought to myself, if that's me in 34 to 40 years, good. You know, I should be so lucky. So yeah, I had a great time at the show. I got to spend time in the company of good friends, some I've known for years, some I was meeting for the first time. And I came away with some great memories. So yeah, I had a blast.